trust this golf club. You can take this on the course straight away. You can't do this enough because there's no forces at play here. How do we change this path? Speed, power, strike, so important that. There's a right and a wrong way to do it. But the little secret ingredient to make sure you do this properly, because that's where your bad shot is. Look at the difference in the plane and show you that it can work straight away. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett. Trev's back there in the shade trying to keep out of this pretty warm sunshine in the middle range at Chestfield today. So how do we change this path? Well, there's many ways you can do it, but with this swing hack that I can give you, you can take this on the course straight away and improve most of this path, this club coming down into the ball, whether you're an over the topper or you're coming too far inside. So I'm not into any gimmicks, but I can show you this swing hack and show you that it can work straight away. So I get the back camera set up. I'm going to show you what this swing hack is all about. So with any drill, there's a right and a wrong way to do it. If I normally start off with a golfer over the top, I'm going to start with a golfer who's a little bit inside. So I've got a little accessory. You can see I've got a stick here. You can do this with a ball. You don't even need to do it with anything. This is great exercise just to take straight on the course, but this is going to be a good visual for you. Right, okay, as you can see, I've put a yellow stick in the ground there. There's no right and wrong, but I've done it pretty close just for camera reference purposes. Right, so off a neutral backswing, my feeling now is I'm going to try and start the ball over the yellow stick. So just down the left with a little bit of fade there. So remember, I'm going to tell you this secret ingredient. So important to do it correctly. I'll tell you whilst we do the slicing version. You've got to get this club outside, so north of 3 o'clock, and really cut across it. I'm going to feel like I'm going to start it at that yellow stake. Oh, lovely. And on the range you can really go to town. You can probably see my swing there. You can see my swing playing with a 7-iron, and hopefully, I don't know because I haven't seen it yet, but hopefully you can see that club hopefully outside the plane line. Now when I get to the golf course, it probably won't happen that way. It will always kind of nudge me back to my old swing. Really get outside, get that club outside, pull it across and start that ball over that stake. So as much as I can. Oh yes, those 3 balls have started left and faded. Beautiful. I'll put a little thing on the screen about Tom Watson, and he said he found his swing thought, I don't know, in the mid-80s, I'm not sure, because he was always a little bit inside and flicky, he felt, obviously very good. So he felt he was doing this.
Secret to the golf swing. I didn't know how to swing a golf club until 1992. I got tired of hitting the ball fat. I got tired of hitting the ball out to the right. I want that ball to start straight. I don't want it to start out here and go out to the right like that anymore. So I changed my golf swing right then and there, and it felt like this. It felt like that, but what happened, it was going here and here like this.
Obviously, when we try and make changes, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? But the little secret ingredient to make sure you do this properly is really going to fast track you. Right, best backswing you can, nothing too swayy, don't cheat. Stay right over the ball, nice coil. Now from here, we're not going to drop it and slide. Remember, you hookers do this, like I do. Here, we're going to get our arms outside the line, and then we're going to really feel this club cutting across. Make sure that ball feeling is going to start over the yellow stake. Oh, that was the best one. Really change your golf swing, but you've got to change your path. Path for me is always number one. If you haven't got the path right, you're going to have to make corrections, and you're going to lose speed, power, strike, consistency of ball line starting. Right, so that's golfers who hook the ball. Let's get on to the golfer who slices it, a little bit over the top. Now it's a slight difference, and I'm going to show you an experiment to show you why you need to do this exaggerated. And also I'm going to tell you this secret ingredient as well, which is so important to do this correctly. So we're going to place the stick, hopefully you can see it, but you probably see it more from the behind view. Now for me, this is going to be easy. It's like you golfers who slice the ball, This one's going to be easier because you start the ball too far left, don't you? I'm going to show you, before we get onto the secret ingredient, why you need to exaggerate it. But also, like I say in many swings, in many instruction videos, I mean, is to take the pace off a little bit. Right, so taking the pace off will really help to drop the club in the slot. If I swing the club 1 out of 10 and try and start the ball over that stick by swinging it 1 out of 10 pace, there we go. I actually hit the stick because there's no forces at play here. So I'm allowed to drop it. That's the importance of taking a bit of pace off the swing. Trust me, that was the first take. So if I then ramp that up and try and do the same thing and hit that stick and ramp it up to say that's 4 out of 10 pace, try and do the same thing, there you see I can't. Now the reason why I can't is the more I speed up, the more the club wants to get forced and pulled over. That's why a lot of club golfers come over the top, because we're at this incline angle and the force on the club when we get here always throws it out. And that's why many golfers need to feel the exaggeration. Speed up to about a 7 or nearly full out, try and do the same thing, swing it into out, too much, there you go. Ball's nearly started straight. It's crazy. And that's why you need to feel exaggeration. Right, let's get on to this secret tip and this secret ingredient here to do it properly. Right, so one thing I've seen and given golfers when I used to give one-to-one lessons, when they don't do this properly, and let's say for the golfer that comes over the top, they want to swing into out. So they drop here, but what they do, if you look at my club, they go out here. So they're swinging into out, but they're on the wrong path. They're actually swinging into out and letting their hands and club go too far away from them. So the biggest important thing here is to make sure you go into out and collect the ball. So if you put a ball or an object or a bottle of water on the outside, if you do this practice swing or hit a ball wrong and your club goes away from you, into out is called tipping out. It's like you're in, and you tip out last minute because your hands are going too far away from you. Make sure the path is in to the ball first and then out post impact. It's the same with the hookers of the ball that want to swing in, out to in, is you can't just go out here, because obviously you're going to miss the ball and the path is obviously out, but it's not in quick enough. You've got to get into the ball line, so you've got to get back into the play, and it's so important that, because it makes sure the path is either into out where the ball is, out to in where the ball is, not outside. It's great to swing away from you, but there's no point having the hands too far away from you and hitting that outside ball. So if I put this yellow ball on the outside, so how do I get that ball starting at that stick? Well, I've got to feel like I've got to come from in here. Obviously ridiculous and too much, like the other way. You've got to get the club as far under you feeling as possible. Maybe a kind of 7 out of 10. Oh yeah, really, for me it's drawing. Got a left to right wind here, so it stayed pretty straight, but make sure you do it properly. And why I say it's disconcerting, so let's say the slicer of the ball, generally their ball finishes too far to the right. So it might start left, but it finishes too far to the right. The worst thing that you want to feel is you want to try and start the ball to the right, because that's where your bad shot is, where it finishes. But you've got to do that. You've got to trust this golf club. You can't fight it. You can't pull yourself across and try and straighten it up that way. If you've got an overhanging tree and left to right wind, what do? You can't start it at the tree. You've got to swing away from you. You've got to swing out. Imagine you're swinging over that yellow stick. You can't do this enough. It's a brilliant feeling, but you've got to trust it. And especially if you've got trouble down the right. Obviously you don't want to feel this way. It's going to feel really, really awful for you. So that's why you always start at the range. But watch what the ball does. The ball's going to be your best teacher. Make sure the club comes inside, collects the ball first, and then away from you. So I'm going to start it at the yellow stick feeling. Swing it pretty much full out here. Oh, and that's me being able to drop it inside. It goes pretty straight. And I've got an inside. That's how much force is put on the club. It sounds too simple, but it's like an X. What X are you? Are you out to in? Or are you in to out feeling? It's not only the slices of the ball that feel disconcerting over the shot, And when there's a bit of trouble, I've had some out of bounds down the left, I've stood there and trusted that the club, if I can't do this enough, I've just trusted the club to feel like I'm going to start it at those poplar trees. It's an uneasy feeling to feel like you're going to start it at the trouble, but it's opposite to your golf swing, and you've got to do opposite to your swing. So let me show you. So I'm going to make the best backswing I can and try and start it at those poplar trees that I'm highlighting. Backswing, out. There we go, and you can see, so I haven't ever started one that far left, especially with the driver that's going so quickly. The force wants to do the opposite. I've got too much old in my swing to be able to do this, and especially for the club golfer that has this outside. Look, you can't do this enough. You can't start it right enough. And if you can start it right, and if you can get the path right, then the club will then take care of itself, like I've done with the drop down exercise. That's what I'm trying to do. The drop down exercise is just a mechanical feeling, so you're actually working on body parts there to be able to get this club dropping down. From here, you can now start letting go. So whilst I finish up, look at the difference, and I'll show you this corner of the screen. Look at the difference in the plane, the outside in fading versus the inside out drawing. Look at it compared to plane. So I'm quite lucky I can layer that on my swing, but you've got to do the opposite to your swing to make sure you have this swing hack to change your path. Okay everyone, it might take a bit of practice, but if you trust that club, if you trust the club to do the work for you, but you've got to get this club in an opposite plane swing coming down. You've got to feel opposite, but don't forget that little secret ingredient as well. Okay everyone, so from a very warm and humid middle range here at Chestfield, we bid you farewell. Thank you so much for everyone's support. Thank you for liking, subscribing. The old subscribers are going up a little bit, and it really gives me a lot of pleasure, and I'm very grateful to be able to help people out with their golf. And hopefully this swing hack kind of feeling can help you too. Okay everyone, so for myself, Trev, and a humid Chestfield, we bid you farewell. Until the next time, either here at Chestfield or at Academy Versus, we'll see you next time. So for myself, Trev, cheerio.